Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Self Love Empowers. My name is Leslie. Please be sure to click the subscribe button. And as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about embracing your singleness. So I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like there's this stigma. There's this thing that if you're single, something is wrong with you, or like being single is this most terrible thing in the world. And I'm here to tell you that it is not. And so, I think that it's important that you embrace the period in your life, the season of singleness, because I think that when you're single, that's the time where you can focus wholeheartedly on yourself, on your purpose, on God, getting closer to God, figuring out what it is that He wants you to do on this earth. Also just getting to know yourself. I think people, they praise like, oh my God, if I'm not in a relationship, then something's wrong with me. Oh my God, you're single. What's wrong with you? I don't think anything is wrong with you if you're single. You do not need to be in a relationship. And I feel like it's because a lot of times people define themselves by being in a relationship. They feel like once they get in a relationship, all of their problems are going to go away, like everything is going to be good. But that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? I think when you're single, that's the time to actually work on yourself and handle the things that you need to handle, because those same issues that you have, if you don't handle them, you're going to have them in a relationship. You're going to have them in a marriage. And I'm just tired of people just being like, oh my God, that's just like the worst thing in the world, or like being so afraid to be alone that they don't take the time to enjoy themselves. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I absolutely love being alone. And I'm not saying that means I don't want a relationship, that I don't desire marriage. I definitely do. But I truly and genuinely enjoy my own company. Like, I will be in my apartment watching my Netflix. No one's bothering me. It's just me and my shows. I'll be in the mirror singing with a brush, like la la la. No one's saying nothing to me. It is my time. If I want to go out to eat, I will go by myself. And you know what? The waiters, they're like extra nice to you because you're by yourself, and they're just like, well, hey, like, it's just you. What do you want? Like, oh, I got you. And it's awesome. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being in a relationship. I think there's a time for that. And I feel like, while you're waiting, you shouldn't just be sitting there and being so sad that you're not in a relationship. Because I think that God is not going to bless you with a relationship until you realize that you are yourself is a blessing, that you are content right now. Until you are fully content with where you are right now by yourself and with God, He's not going to give it to you. Like, I feel like sometimes there's this feeling of desperation. Like, people want to be in a relationship and marriage so badly that they don't even take time to just enjoy themselves. Like, they keep trying to seek out a relationship instead of embracing the time now. Like, this is the time to travel. This is the time, not saying you can't do these things with someone, but this is the time where you can fully focus on yourself. Because when you're in a relationship or when you're married, it's such a different thing, just from talking to other married couples and observing them, it's about sacrifice. It's about compromise. Right now, if you are single, I'm single, this is the time in my life where I don't have to sacrifice or compromise for someone else but myself and God. And I feel like when you want something so bad, God won't give it to you, because I feel like that's when you make it an idol. And when you make a relationship an idol, a person an idol, that's like you're saying, okay, well, once I have this, I'm gonna be happy. And that's too much to put on something. And God does not want you to make it an idol. This is coming from someone who used to make guys and relationships an idol. Like, that was just my main focus. That's all that was important to me. Like, I was in love with love. I'm telling you right now, if you do that, God is not going to give it to you, because he wants you to put him first. So if all you think about is, oh my God, I want a relationship, oh my gosh, I need this, you're going to miss it. You're never going to get it. It's when you are moving in your purpose, when you are focused on what God wants you to do on this earth, when you are focused on yourself and getting to know yourself, dating yourself, embracing who you are, and being fully content in that, being fully content in God. I think that is when your mate is going to come along in your life, when you do not need it. It will be added to you as a blessing. You have to seek first the kingdom, and then everything else will be added to it. Until you do that, until you put your purpose first, God first, and until you don't feel this level of desperation, you won't receive it. And I just think that, just like, embracing a time where, when you were a kid, you didn't have all these responsibilities, you have to pay rent or whatever it is, that you have to handle now. That was a season, and it was a season that we loved, that we all embraced. So why not embrace being single? A time where you are an individual who can focus on yourself. And also, if there are things in your life that you need to work on, you can work on them now. Because I tell you this right now, getting with that man, getting with that woman, getting in that relationship is not going to get rid of those issues. You're just going to have those issues in your relationship, in your marriage. So this is the perfect time to work it out. And that is not a bad thing. I hate when I see someone say, oh, I'm just so lonely, like I just wish I had someone. Don't get me wrong. Some days it's nice to be like, okay, I would like to have someone that really gets me to go out with me. You know what I'm saying? But then there are times it's like, oh my God, my bed, I have my bed to myself. I don't have to share this. You know what I'm saying? Like, just thinking in that mindset. And I just feel like when you come from that place where you're like, I'm so lonely, and you're so afraid to figure out who you are, that's a problem. Until you figure out who you are and love who you are, where you are now, how can you even expect someone else to love you if you don't love yourself? Would you date yourself? Would you date yourself? You know what I'm saying? When you are content with what you have, with what God has blessed you with, that is when that will come along. So embrace this time of singleness. I get the desire to want someone else by your side, the family, marriage, and kids, and I want those things, but I want what God wants for me when he wants that. Because it's also possible that God doesn't have a relationship for you. But I do believe that if that is the true desire of your heart, and God knows the desires of your heart, that he will eventually give that to you in the way that he wants to give it to you, in the packaged way that he wants to give it to you. So you just have to be patient, but also don't see it as a death sentence. Don't see it as a terrible time. Embrace it. Like, once I started to embrace just being alone and really loving who I am, I'm just feeling, once I decided to finally just embrace where I was, that desperation went away. Because when you're desperate, that's when you start settling. That's when you start dating people just because you want to be with someone, because you're alone. And you're never alone. God is always with you. But you never want to get into a relationship because you're desperate, because you just feel like you want someone. I'm telling you right now, if you are with the wrong person, your life is not going to be blessed. That's going to just cause you more problems. So it is important to truly, and I have to say this in this video, it is so important for you to really embrace this time. Love who you are so that you do not settle. Because now that I'm in this place of contentment, if someone comes to me and they are not what I feel like God wants for me, like if I don't feel like they're bringing me closer to God, I cut it off. I curve it left and right. Oh, you're bad with communication? Bye. God don't want me to be with somebody that don't communicate. Like, I don't have time for it. But when you are desperate and you're like, oh my God, I just want to be in a relationship, you will accept crap. And what kind of relationship is that? Do not accept crap. Do not settle for crap. Embrace who you are and enjoy that, so that when God does choose to bless you, one, you'll already be content, and that person will just add to your life. and you won't feel like I need this to be happy. So I hope you guys like this video. Please be sure to subscribe. Check out my website at www.selfloveempowers.com. Connect with me on social media. And thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.